Top of the morning, traders, and happy Thursday, February 12th, and welcome to the Most Value Pack Live Trading Show, where we live trade, break down charts, cover high-impact events, and talk trader mindset. Hope everyone had a great day yesterday and is ready to kick off another opportunity-filled day. In the pre-market, we did get unemployment claims that ticked a little higher, and the SPY and all the indexes are primed to gap up off the open, but that gap up is internal to prior day's range. So keep a close eye. Maybe the first shift, first few minutes, we might be very, very choppy. Until proven otherwise, that's my line of thinking. Chop until proven otherwise. We're going to open up above that PML, of course. PML is at that 693.49. PMH is 696.24. Right out the gate, we're starting to see the Q starting to pull back slightly below that PML. The Dow's accelerating to the upside above PMH. So do we get another pump fake? Yesterday, we had quote-unquote positive economic catalyst, and we dumped. Today, we have negative economic catalyst. Do we pump or do we dump? Right, so really interested to see how that plays out. So daily open for today, 694.24. Good morning, guys on YouTube. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're interested in joining us for pre-market prep stream where we go over a handful of tickers, where we go over a game plan for the day and the delay for ad-free stream. Make sure to click the link pinned in the chat to join us every single morning at 9:30. And of course, you get to enjoy the extended stream as well. Okay, 694.24 is the key battleground today. Let's see if it's going to be a magnet day today. Okay. So how many trades you guys looking to take? Let us know. Where did that go? Let me know how many trades you're looking to take, what the setups you're looking to take. Off the open, let the market digest that data. Let the market digest the data. Okay. So we're internal to the prior day's range, internal to pre-market high, pre-market low. We do have a nice little key zone between 695 and that PMH. Okay, nice little key level here. We do have a runway above it. We do have a nice little runway. So first cohort of traders up on the clock are, of course, the Orb Army. This interaction with PMH is going to be critical. I want to see how we interact with that PMH. Okay, we are in the jaws of that runway there. That PMH interaction, if we do get above that PMH and accelerate to the upside, right, synchronized buying, we do have room, a little bit of room in the jaws of that rejection zone. We do have a little bit of room. So first things first, I want to see how we interact with those highs up there. Okay, the Qs are starting to fuel up here, grabbing those lows. So it looks like the IWM is wicking as well. Out the gate, we're seeing strength in the DIA. Absolutely. If you stick to your strategy, guys, if it's 5-minute orb, 15-minute orb, if it's the VWAP, whatever it is, okay, whatever it is, stick with it. Just put some parameters around your entry model, so on and so forth. So first things first, put in the chat, who thinks this gap is going to be filled by first shift? Is this gap going to be filled by first shift? Does price need to make a pit stop in the jaws of the gap to refuel? Or does it have enough to break above that PMH and accelerate? Does it have enough fuel? And the cleanest opportunities have been first shift, guys. Okay, first shift, of course, it's a hard shift to trade, especially the first 30 minutes of the day. But that's where the opportunities are. That's where the opportunities are. Think of it like this. You have a restaurant. Okay, you have a restaurant. And it's like a fast food restaurant, moms and pops fast food restaurant. And you're in the heart of downtown. More than likely, you're not going to get a lot of business in the morning. You sell coffee because of that rush, but primarily that lunch rush, all the people on lunch break coming to your establishment, that's when the opportunities are. So that's the opportunity you have to upsell everyone coming in, right? Apple's below PML. But forbidden fruit is below PML. VWAP, EMAs fall on the downside. Let's take a look at Apple. 5-minute orbited trigger if you do have that breaker. Okay. See if Apple can continue to push lower. Keep a close eye on Apple. And great trade on Apple yesterday. Lynn, great trade on Apple. I think you traded Apple yesterday. Nice double-digit gain. Folks on YouTube, make sure to like the video. Let's get the likes up. Put your vote in. Cast your vote. Question for today is, does SPY make all-time highs today? 56% of the chat says yes. 44% say no. So right out the gate, we're starting to see the Dow. We're starting to see the Dow moving. So the Qs are internal to that orb. IWM trapped those highs on the orb. SPY trapped those highs on the orb as well. Gravitating back towards that daily open. So yesterday, this is what took place. Yesterday's action was very similar to this. All right, yesterday's profile was take out those key levels above us. Come into that daily open, slice, minimal reaction, slice and dice. And then the next key level, get some sort of bounce and continue to slice for that eventual gap fill. So we got the 50-50 here, guys. 50-50. Or the nifty 50. The nifty 50. Okay. VIX headed south. VIX headed south. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone on YouTube. Apple was a good catch yesterday. Still watching. Absolutely. Sound is good. Position on YouTube. Thank you for the update. So I'm going to exercise patience today, guys. I'm going to be as patient as possible. Go back and watch the past couple of episodes if you haven't. I will post that week 2, right? Last week I posted all the trades that I took on live. I'll post that again this weekend, so be on the lookout for that. All right, that's a great way for you to go back and see the action. If you haven't watched last week's episode, go back and watch that. Okay, so the 5-minute orb is below us. Nice wick, traps across the board. So if we do get that orb break below those lows, get below that daily open, the runway activated here between here and there. So far, we're moving about 76 cents per 5-minute candle. If you take a look at SPY's IV, okay, 1920, okay, relatively back to normal. Relatively back to normal, returning to some level of normalcy. As far as setups that provide an opportunity up until this point, maybe a rejection, maybe a bounce. Outside of that, there's nothing sufficient. And we're sitting right at that VWAP and that POC. Right above VWAP and POC. And on top of that, yesterday we had this nice formation break. See if that can hold. Let's go over to the names I was interested in. Okay, there we go. First name was Apple, of course. Watch for that compression break on the view up on Apple. Second name. Okay, Uber catching a bid back the upside. Why is it doing that? Amazon looking for that day 2. AMD, nothing much there. Palantir, day 2. Intel needs to break above prior day's highs to get that continued push. If semiconductors can wake up. Disney. Okay, Disney's falling off a cliff. Disney's falling off a cliff beautifully. So is Crowd. Crowd is not yet. Gap up on Crowd. AXP. ARM. So it looks like Disney. See if we get the hold above those highs, guys. Get a hold above those highs. Synchronized buying. VIX going south. That runway does look appealing. Okay, Qs are looking to join the party as well. Qs back above VWAP. Everything traded above VWAP. IW 267.36. Keep a close eye on that. All right, so it needs to be convincing. It needs to be convincing. Very, very trappy so far. Very trappy. Okay, 15-minute looks as an engulfer so far. That PMH interaction is going to be critical. VIX headed south. VIX has room to drop into 17. We need that continued push in 17. And see if Apple can get above, not Apple, see if SPY can get above these highs. If the VIX starts to wick, back the upside, if all the indexes start giving up that initial pop that they did see, we can start headed back towards the downside. It's a lot of pressure overhead. The bulls are trying, but there's a lot of pressure overhead. All right, so they're going to need a nice break above those highs to really start to shift. Or to open up that runway. So the question now becomes, off of this rejection, do we have enough fuel to break below that daily open? Because to kick things off, guys, like we just said, okay, it's going to be very, very choppy. We have not made first 13 minutes, nothing much. So if you're on the 15-minute orb army, if you have a rule where you don't trade the first 30, all right, you're just sitting back and watching. Sitting back and watching. Okay, let's see what takes place here. The Qs are back below VWAP. The Qs are back below VWAP after going doji. $15-minute orb army, 1 minute left. If this is a compound break, that would be great. Okay, nice break on the 15. Nice break on that 5-minute candle. Going shooter. See if we can hold below that and get that 50% retrace if we can. I'll be there for it as everything starts to sell off. See if we can just gravitate back towards that daily open. I like how the VIX is ticking higher. 5-minute orb army. If you're in the Ripple army, you're probably already in. I want to see a nice close, clean close below it. That 5-minute candle does look encouraging. To the downside, that 15-minute candle looks as bearish as can be. Next 15 seconds, we do have the 15-minute orb coming up. And the last lows before 9:45 will be the lows of the 15. Okay. So you get one more little bounce back up, or I might just be forced to take that into that PML. Look how tight that PML PMH range is. Okay, I'll take the puts right there. Okay, I'm in the puts. I want that first wave to hold. We can't get a bounce. If we do, I get stopped out. See if we can get an early seed into that breakdown. I like how the VIX is wicking. All right, moving to the upside, and now 15-minute orb army. The break level is right there. Trying to have a great seat into that breakdown there. Go, go, go. So you get that complete breakdown. Okay, there we go. Up 8, TP where you need to. See if I continue to push lower. Up 10. 12. I'm going to take a majority off right there at 18. Beautiful. Up 20 on the runners. Go, go, go. This has room to PML. Up 21. TP where you need to, guys. Go, go, go. Fall off a cliff. Up 30. I already hit TP1. I already hit TP1 PML. Take some more off right there. At 29. I want to hold below that PML. Hold below PML. If you can hold below PML, continue to accelerate. I'll hold. If not, I'll close out. Same sequence as yesterday. Okay, I'll close out right there. Okay. Beautiful. right at that TP. All right, knowing that I don't have a lot of room to operate. 30+%. Gotta take it. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Got to be very quick because there's not a lot of room. You can see this line that I drew. Not a lot of room. All right, it has that PML right there. So it probably wants to be internal. It can continue to go lower. Right, but I don't want to give up that 20-30% of profit in pursuit of more. Right. So now, if you have your NC drawn somewhere else, you can sit through it. Best practice, take some off, pay the trader. If we do bounce off that PML, we'll get back into that internal range. This can be a potential magnet day, guys. Okay. This is probably going to be a magnet day. A magnet day, well, that just means we just kind of we make moves and then we gravitate back towards this nice little retest. So this would be a ripple. This would be the wave. Oh, that was a nice drop. Okay. Who caught that? If you caught that. That was a quick breakdown. If you're still in, if you're waiting for the retest, you're still in as well. The idea is here, guys. Very similar profile to yesterday. In a second here, we'll play that same. We'll go back to yesterday's profile. There's a reason why I keep track of all of the 1-minute time frame charts on SPY. This goes back for years. Okay, we need to know SPY like the back of our hand. All right, another opportunity there. If you take that re-entry, your targets can be the same. All right, that nice little push to the downside is a 30% plus opportunity within less than a minute. Okay. But there's a lot of buyers just here. This is a very tight window. Very tight window, but a window nonetheless. The 5-minute still looks bearish, but we're seeing some buyers coming in off that PML. Okay. I like how the Qs are below PML. If the Qs can stay below PML, that'd be great. If we can give up PML, we have this 50-50. Or I have this 50-50 that we need to get past as well. All right, a lot of traffic for me. So I'll look for the next opportunity. If you took that, if you're green, great job. If you didn't, just continue to remain patient, look for your setups. Continue to remain patient, look for your setups. All right, make sure to like the video on YouTube, guys. Make sure to like the video Okay. One trade already in the books. To be honest, I was looking to just get my 10 to 15. Right. I was able to squeeze 29.30 on the last runners there. And look, we're just kind of just hanging out in this territory. So, and look at that. So no buyers there. See if you can hold below that PML. Hold below. if any of my strikers are in that, that was beautiful. Right, that's what you were hoping for, and then now it gets below it. Okay, but just be mindful this 50-50. See if you can stay below that PML. It's a massive sell order there. Oh my goodness. I got my piece already. Close 40%, 4 puts. Beautiful job, team. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Test the 5-day. Is the 5-day like an anchored EMA? Hero. I sold 6 more. Still holding. Good, good, good. As long as you take a majority off, guys, or you're down to runners, I mean, you can do whatever you want with the runners. I mean, technically, you can do whatever you want with your full position. But best practice is to pay the trader and then let the runners do the heavy lifting. Because every one of these pops, right, that can take away 10, 15, 20% of your gain. We're starting to see the VIX pull back here. We're at a key zone here between that 50-50. Okay, 50-50 is usually a strong key zone. We're starting to see the buyers emerge. Okay, but the one thing that is encouraging is we are below. All the waves are starting to show us some weakness on the 5. The 15, guys, look at this manipulation. I mean, this is just brutal. If you don't know what you're doing, if you're not sure on how to trade, this is just brutal. Okay, like if you're not a seasoned, experienced trader, all right, it's tough sledding. Okay, so now we came into that PMH. We grabbed the highs of those PMH. We're starting to push back the downside. We need to hold below that PML. And what will you be pursuing here for the ones who are holding those runners? Okay, you want that close below PML. Close below PML. Why is it doing that? Give me that PML here. Here. You want to close below PML. 693.49. Okay. And see if there's some follow through behind it, because we manipulated and trapped up here. So if you're short in profit, babysitting profit, you don't want this to start to wick back the upside. You need that close below that PML. Okay. If you can get that, then it starts to head towards that BOG. Bottom of the gap fill. If you can't get that, then this guy starts to wick back the upside and it becomes a trap. And there's a major key zone there. So our optimal area to operate is from here to here. Okay, that's the optimal area. Okay. So first trade worked out beautifully. How are we doing, strikers? 30% IWM. Beautiful job. When I mentioned the 5-day, it's the 5-day SMA. Okay. I got trapped in the call, but quickly switched to puts. Break even now with no position. Beautiful job. That's like you can't teach that. Like just being able to switch, take the loss, go the other way, right? It just comes with experience and proper training. So tremendous job of getting to break even. And this action, guys, very, very choppy. Right? So even if you're still in this, each of these pushes higher, right? You're starting to see the profit evaporate, and then it goes back to profit. So what we're seeing is this is a sign that there's buyers here. So unless these sellers can overwhelm these buyers, right? More than likely we start to head back towards this magnet. So what's the seller's best bet? Keep price below that daily open for as long as possible and try to put more pressure on the buying. Okay. And if you guys are able to extract profits out of this is not easy, guys. This is scalping. You have to be really quick on the trigger. Okay. So great job. How we doing on YouTube, guys? How we doing on YouTube? Folks on YouTube, we got 46 people on the check-in. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're a first-time viewer. Let us know where you're joining from. Long-time viewers, take the next steps. Join our community so you don't miss the next idea. You learn how to trade. You are amongst other traders in the community. And everything's taking place live, guys. So this is not pre-recorded. This is not back test. This is not chart replay. This is real market activity unfolding in front of us. And we need to navigate with the real markets, okay? So interesting to see. Another retrace reject there. A lot of wick, topping wicks here. If we take a look at the 5, just kind of block out the noise slightly. We can see we have a nice sell block in that area. All right, nice sell block, 5-minute candle. And it jaws that gap up. So you get a nice little structural break. Gap fill would be 692, 692.54. So the close below that 693.49 is going to be what's critical on the 15. So if you're trading the 15, if you have a little bit of a one-day DTE, you can really sit through it a little more. Right, just block out the noise. We did get that massive wick, if you recall. Right, but that was maybe a retest entry for some folks. Robinhood won't even able to put an order and execute. Yeah, so maybe over the weekend, Gary, just go with a different broker, right, and start to migrate away from Robinhood. Opening a brokerage accounts now is a one-day process. Of course, you probably have to apply for options, to trade options. That shouldn't take too long. Switch to Webull. Yeah, if you guys do switch to Webull, guys, use my code. I do have a code on Webull. They give you a 4% match. You win, I win. All right, so it's a win-win. That's available in the Discord. Nice breakdown. For the ones who held through this, beautiful job, guys. Okay, the ones who held through that back and forth and for that gap fill. This profile, we're going to review this profile. Same thing that happened yesterday. Okay, but it's not identical from the standpoint of candle for candle. But it rhymes with what happened yesterday. So we're on the verge of that gap fill. So this is the algorithm that they're using to trap the bulls. So we're getting a good read. I'm using Trade of 8. Webull won't let me play either. Wow, interesting. Is it because you're out of the country? Still holding 2. Beautiful job, hero. Okay. I'll probably go with Interactive Broker. Interactive Broker is international. Or maybe use a VPN. Okay, guys, we have 51 people on the check-in this morning. 51 people. Let us know where you're joining from. Make sure to like the video. Last idea for the puts was in this territory. Our team was all over that. Some are still in the position, doing a tremendous job. Some already extracted profits. Beautiful job, hero. If you sat through this, guys, you earned this. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. All right. Beautiful. So yesterday was just one idea on SPY. And we went in individual tickers and trading meta. All right. So I don't want to lose focus of where we are in SPY, but I do want to bring this to your attention. The importance, I would say we're one of the very few Discords, one of the very few communities that track SPY every day. All right. As diligently as we do. Okay. Case in point. Okay. We get above that PMH. As soon as we get above the PMH, we slice and dice right through that daily open. We get into the jaws of the gap. We do the same formation. We get choppy. We start to break down. We go 50% retrace and eventually fill that gap. This one is a little more exaggerated because the gap up was larger and the space between pre-market high and pre-market low was wider, but this is the exact same program. Okay? Exact same program. So what do we say get the puts? Puts here. Or to get the puts today, you get the puts here. And the gap has officially been filled. Same exact program. For my diamond hand traders, you are doing phenomenal. If I was up 30% here, maybe this took a little bit of those contracts value. Maybe you're up 80, maybe 100% possibly. To give you some context, I was in at 109 average fill. That's the 695. 695s now are at wow, 262. So more than $100 per contract. So we're seeing that nice gap fill take place. Let's get 50 likes. If we get 50 likes, guys, we will do a giveaway. We will do a giveaway. Thank you for helping me sit through this. Absolutely. Again, what do we bounce off of, guys? BOG. So at some point, you're going to have to take profit. Okay? At some point, you're going to have to take profit. So now is this bounce legitimate? Or is this another bounce back? Is this a bounce that sets up a nice dead cat bounce? Is this a bounce that sets up a dead cat bounce? We're going back to test that PML. Let me get into the wave. Okay. And again, if you caught that trade, guys, you can be done. You can be done for the day. Literally. First shift is going to be the optimal area to execute. Okay. First shift is the optimal area to execute. Okay. So if you caught that, you can be done for the day. And then tomorrow's ramp down Friday. And tomorrow is ramp down Friday. And now that red day on Wednesday is well past us. Okay? Well past us. Now that's the reason is if you manage risk on those red days, they become an afterthought. But if you don't manage risk on those red days, and you're full size, taking major losses, doing serious damage, right? You can't, it's going to take you maybe a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks to put it behind you. Right? But if you're managing risk one red day, you can make it up with one green day or maybe even one trade, 2 trades. Okay? I want to see if we go shooter here on the 5. This kind of looks like an inverse head and shoulder trying to set up if you see it. Left shoulder head. Okay, let's check in on our team. Look at our team, guys. We have the best collection of traders. $1,000. I'll close here. I'm going to stop here for the day. I think we're right in the middle of the wedge. 30-minute. Beautiful job, hero. As always, I do use VPN. Weeble said I'm in Thailand. So Weeble knows. I'll close when beautiful. Good, good, good. So nice little rejection off the wave. And then PML, sorry. PML retrace reject. Okay. Back at those lows. Wow. Now does it have enough fuel? This nice rejection price action combination gets back below the 50. See if it has enough fuel to break back below 692.64. So treat these as nice like windows. Respect the window. Especially if you don't want to sit through a lot of back and forth. Respect the windows. Give opportunity. If you want more, of course, you want to see a close below that particular level. Preferably with runners and a continued push. Continued push. So right out the gate, SPY's below VWAP. Qs are below VWAP. IWM is below VWAP. Okay. Anyone else on YouTube? How we doing on YouTube, guys? Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. And if it starts to chop for the remainder of the day, guys, one and done, I'm okay with that. All right, I don't mind just taking one trade in these conditions. Tomorrow's CPI, and then wrapping up the week. All right, ramping down tomorrow. Look to take advantage of the opportunities tomorrow. Okay, it's very, very important now we understand that, especially the past 3 to 5 days, especially this week. Early end of second shift, the action doesn't get clean. It starts to get a little messy. Starts to get a little messy. You can see yesterday. Okay, on the recap, clean move, second shift, trade in the channel. Rest of the day sideways. So patience required. There's still going to be setups, but patience is going to be required. Setting alerts, walking away, and letting the idea call you will be the best way to go. Bitcoin, not good for Bitcoin. You don't want to see that for Bitcoin. Okay. If you're a Bitcoin dip buyer, if you like Bitcoin 40%, 50%, if you like 40% off all-time highs for Bitcoin, right? Now's your time to get activated. If you're waiting for 50% off all-time highs, right? You're just praying it gets a little lower. Bitcoin, though, the drawdowns of 40, 50%, those are not abnormal. We know it moves in cycles, 2-year cycles. All right. Okay, 2-year cycles. Okay, so you get that break below those lows, continue to push. New trader from Rhode Island. Nice stream, absolutely. MD Vera. Let us know where you're joining from. Drop your state, your zip code. Let's get a good measure of where the audience is from. So I'm streaming from the great state of North Carolina. The greatest state. All right, let us know where you're joining from on YouTube. We have 50 plus people joining us today. If you're just joining, we did provide that idea for the puts to the downside. Nice little breakdown there. Continued acceleration to the downside. Market is selling off once again. And now it's headed towards that bounce zone. We got Atlanta, taste of moksha. We got Rhode Island, we got Atlanta. Anyone from outside of the U.S.? One nice little breakdown. So don't chase these guys. Don't chase this. You're going to have to wait for gravitation back towards key levels. You have a yearly upside breaker there. And that weekly open is all the way down here. We got NC. Fellow North Carolinian. Solid USA 79. Took SPX 690 puts at 946. Beautiful job. So about 20 minutes until the conclusion of first shift. So I'll probably be done for first shift. I'll look for ideas after first shift. Maybe size down significantly. Go a little further dated. But outside of that, that's pretty much it. If you're just joining us, we did take this trade to the downside for the puts. Very similar action to yesterday. Only difference is the catalyst, the red folder catalyst yesterday, were screaming bullish. All right, so this was a case study. If you've been watching for the past 2 days, this was a clear case study on why you don't use the economic calendar as a way to build your bias. SPX, you're targeting that previous day low. Almost there. Your previous day low. On SPX, on SPY, previous day low is 689.19. Almost there. SPX currently is at that 69.44. So see if SPX can stay below that 69.45 and start to encroach towards that 69.40 and then finally break that 69.40. Exit puts 40% profit. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Is it possible to trade this strategy if based in Italy, for example? Yeah, you can trade this strategy you can trade from anywhere. As long as you have a broker, you can trade from anywhere. I mean, we're going to be looking at whether you're in Italy, whether you're in China, whether you're in the US or Canada or in Tanzania, all right? You're going to be seeing the same kind of candles. But it's just a matter of opening up a broker that allows you to play the game. All right. So there should be brokers in your country that allow you to buy and sell options. I know Interactive Brokers is an international brokerage. I'm not sure if there's Webull in Italy, but you can definitely do that in Italy as well. Have you ever been wrong on the side when entering to calls instead of wanting to enter puts? 945 is not good for my mindset at this point, even though I got out pretty quickly. It's still 3-cent loss on 5 contracts, not much, but it's playing with my... Yeah, that happens to me from time to time. Right? It's from time to time that happens to me because it's a double whammy. I can deal with the fact that I'm on the wrong side closing the position. That's fine. But the issue is now it starts to, and especially if the idea worked, right? That it starts to build that frustration up and it tries to make you rush into your next trade. I think it happened to me last time, if you recall, last week. It was Tuesday or Wednesday. Or maybe it was this week, I'm not sure. Right, got stopped out multiple times. Took 2 trades for puts, got stopped out once, got stopped out twice. Kind of got fixated in that territory. And the third trade, I wanted to take puts once again, but I accidentally took calls. Right, sometimes it works in your favor, sometimes it doesn't. Right, but regardless, even though I was wrong in taking the position, which was the puts, but ended up getting rewarded, I still have to close a position. Right, that's the way I approach it, and just have to just let it go. Right, but it's gonna tempt you to start chasing. Right, it's gonna tempt you to start chasing because there's times where sometimes I take. It happens 1 to 3 times a month. Right, usually 1 to 3 times a month. I try to reduce it. I put different measures in place to try to reduce it. I have one option chain for puts, one option chain for calls. So I separate the two. I don't have one singular chain that shows both calls and puts on left and the right side. I have 2 separate chains. Right, it happens sometimes. The main thing is, what do you do when that happens? right? When that happens, do you go back into your old way of trading, chasing, frustration, or do you say, hey, you know what? Okay, click the wrong button, no big deal, got stopped out, it's fine. There will be another opportunity. I have to be patient for it. If not, if it's past my window, I only trade from this time to this time, and I made that execution error and I walk away with a small loss, that's also fine. Right? It's just very, very important not to let these small pain points lead us into some trades we didn't anticipate taking. All right, but yeah, the winner being wrong. That's the mindset I'm in right now. One is the next big trade because that's the thing, right? So try to see if you can get out of that mindset, just reset, recalibrate, and see what's going on in second shift. Recovering from minus 2%, closing at 0.73 of the portfolio of the day. Mental exhaustion time, 100%. And by this time, guys, the mental exhaustion is high. The mental capital is low. You're not firing as sharp as you were on Monday. So mental capital is diminishing throughout the week. Okay, so it's very important to always know where you are. Very, very important. So tomorrow, that's why we have the ramp down. We come into the week, we ramp up, then we ramp down. Ideally, by Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you start finding your groove. Okay. Airbnb, absolutely. We'll take a look at Airbnb. We'll take a look at all those charts at 10:30, so stick around. If anyone has any ticker request, just provide me the ticker and provide me, is it for swing trade? Is it for a day trade? Is it for long-term investment? Let me know, and I'll share my insights. But the insights that I do share, by no means are they financial advice. They're just things that I'm seeing, and it's for educational purposes. If you provide me the ticker, I will provide you that analysis. Okay, so we have first one is Airbnb. We'll take a look at Airbnb. %70 of you say no, we're not making all-time highs today. So what we did is we filled that gap. We bounced off that BOG, and the mess is taking place today. So one thing is, guys, we already talked about it in our pre-market plan with our team members. One thing I want to bring to our team's attention is this. We can't lose context of where we are. Okay? We're in the jaws of prior day's range. Okay, so if we can catch a couple of setups in this range, things are gonna get very dicey, choppy, ugly. Okay? Because tomorrow we have CPI. So it's in the best interest for the market, in my opinion, I could be wrong, for it to stay within this range, and then tomorrow maybe try to make a run up if the data is favorable and we're starting to see technical formations above today's highs. If we stay in this range, to make a run up into ETH, or to start working our way back to downside. So there's a good chance today we get a magnet day. Until proven otherwise, I'm leaning towards us being choppy. Unless we show signs of expansion, all right, I'm holding on to the idea we're going to be choppy. Because we're inside. We're in the heart of yesterday's action. We're right at that 50% retrace of the gap, 50% retrace of the day. Right? So it's very, very important to pick your spots in this territory. So what are some things to look out for? A lot of traps. A lot of frustration. A lot of over trading. Getting stopped out. Right? So don't lose context of where we are. So very, 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 very key. And this is our first inside day since 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 days ago. Almost 2 full trading weeks. Okay? That's 10 days is 2 weeks. All right, so keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind. As far as where we are in the game plan, intraday. Okay, this is where we are. We're in the heart of that runway. Okay, so all our members, we go over this in detail every single morning. Okay, so we are in the heart of the runway. So this is the high probability area we want to get involved with the calls. Okay, barring we see some signs of life, prax action combinations, and favorable environmental conditions. And this is where we want to go with the puts until prove otherwise. So now what we were doing was, since we know we're internal to that range, we are trading the internal mechanics within the range. So if you zoom in and drop down to the 5, drop down to the 1, you can start to see what we're trading. So based off of this trap up here, okay, we trap those bulls up there, right? I'm coming to the conclusion that we have enough fuel. There's enough fuel here to start pushing towards PML. Hence this trade, this idea to the downside. Okay. And that gave us the runway we needed to that PML. That's all we needed. If you caught the rest of this, beautiful job. That rejection at PML, also nice. Rejection at PML once again, also nice. Okay. But now the market is just seeking engineering liquidity and then grabbing the liquidity and looking to go back to the magnet. And this might be a magnet day today. All right, the magnet being this. So there's a good chance, all right, it's a little early, right, but there's a good chance that SPY closes between 694.10, 694.24, that range. If this continues, if we don't expand. So we'll see how it plays out. So in this case, the best setups to engage are shift, wait for the next hour, grab a lows and grab a highs, until prove otherwise. Reverse head and shoulder, I can see that as well. That left head potential right. Let's get the likes up, guys. We got 50 likes before 11:30. We will do a giveaway, in-stream giveaway of the course. Okay. If you're interested in joining our community, take advantage of the Feb trial. Use the code FEB, save 25% off to access all of our resources, all of our course material, live trading. You name it, we got it. If we don't have it, we'll get it. Who's done for the day? Who's done for the day? If you're done for the day, strikers, put done in the chat. Okay, we will take a look at some names here. So these were the names from today. Okay, so Apple. Nice breakdown on Apple. Played out beautifully. Uber. Okay, was there a break below those lows? No break. Uber's inside. Uber will look interesting for tomorrow if it stays inside. Okay, these are all ideas. Amazon, day 2 continuation. AMD. Inside, don't decide. Wait for the break. Palantir. Day 2 continuation for breaks below prior day's lows. Intel. Double inside. On the verge of breaking. Disney. Mickey Mouse. Down goes Mickey Mouse. Down goes Mickey Mouse. So even if you trade individual tickers, all right, we'll provide those tickers for you to take a glance at. CrowdStrike. Grab those lows, push it back to the upside. American Express still inside on the verge. ARM. Okay, still brewing. CVS. Nice break there to the upside. And Kroger. Kroger also. But look, the ones that hit nicely were Disney. Look at Disney. Okay, so this was discussed in the pre-market. The exact entry, what to look for. Cautionary tale of the spreads. So how to pick your contracts. Okay. So just because we trade SPY, it doesn't mean that we can't take advantage of anything else. We can. We have the technical ability to apply the principles we know on SPY on any other ticker, especially the mega cap names. Large cap, mega cap names. The usual suspects. Okay. I don't trade small caps, right? But the names everyone is familiar with. Okay. Anyone take any of these names? Or was everyone locked in on SPY? Mickey Mouse, down goes Mickey Mouse. Done for the day? Okay, beautiful job, Bobby. Are you Are you new, Bobby, or are you just chiming in? If you're new, welcome to the team. I know some of you are quiet in the chat, so that's fine. But when I see newer names, if you are new to the team, guys, drop an introduction if you'd like. Go read through the introductions. Get familiar with your teammates. We approach this from a team perspective. Stuck on SPY, 100%. SPY is the bread and butter, guys. You can narrow your universe to one ticker. So it doesn't mean you can't trade the other tickers. All right. We can trade those other tickers as well. But when in doubt, when there's nothing there to trade, when there's nothing setting up on those other names, because one individual ticker is not going to have a setup available to it every single day. With SPY, if you're properly trained, you understand the technicals, regardless of the conditions, there's always something for you to trade. These individual tickers are not tradable all the time. Right, especially IWM, the QQQ, and SPY. Those three, if you master those three and pick one out of the three to really drill down and master, all right, your universe will be a quiet universe. You're not going to have 10, 15, 20 different tickers you're chasing every day. Okay, because that takes, if you saw yesterday, there was 6 names we were paying attention to. Out of the 6 names on top of SPY, right, all 6 can go. So for me, I had to pick Meta over that SPY drop, which I'm okay with, okay? But now it becomes a question of which particular name is going to give you the most amount of alpha. Okay, with setups, when you're trading individual tickers, you don't know. All of them could be setting up, but you don't know what the alpha is going to be and which one's going to hit more than the other. With SPY, I have a good idea of what the alpha is every time. And I have a good idea what the risk is as well. Individual tickers, you can sit through drawdown fairly quickly. If you recall yesterday's trade on Meta, as soon as I was in, because of the spreads, right, we had a nice little bounce. I was down about 20%. But that's already accounted for. Even though it did work in our favor beautifully. Okay. One thing I like about this group, all the others focus on hot stocks of the day. We focus on one to make money every day. Absolutely. All right. So all these technicals, all these watch lists, all this elaborate activity has to boil down to making you money at the end of the day. Right? But we can't put making money at the end of the day, the primary focus, and then force on the market. It's okay. Let's have that systematic approach, process over profit, and the things we're doing is just a means to an end. Right? It's just a means to an end. Yeah, if you go on YouTube, I mean, I don't really watch. To be honest, guys, there's not a lot of the trading stuff I watch on YouTube because I'm so dialed in on my own system. I don't like to be influenced by someone else's ideas. That really can throw me off. So I just, for years, I just focus on my own thing. I have no idea what's going on the broader landscape. Right? Just focus on the individual ticker. When I open up YouTube, I do get recommendations of different. I see all these thumbnails, just like anyone else. I am in the trading algorithm, and some of these thumbnails and some of this stuff, the videos. Just be aware. At the end of the day, you're gonna have to click the buttons. Again, at the end of the day, you're gonna have to put capital on the line, At the end of the day, you're going to have to focus on the process. There's no one system. There's no one video you can watch that's going to correct all your wrong. Okay, there's no one framework, one concept that's going to completely flip your trading. It doesn't exist. All right, it's just a constant improvement. The internal work you do between the ears, really being honed in on what the primary purpose you're partaking this activities for. What are you trading for? Okay, what are you trading for? Okay, that what or that why, right, allows you to be more strict with your process. If you're trading for fun, you're going to be undisciplined. If you're trading to provide a better life for yourself, not today, but sometime in the future, by the things you're doing today through the markets, right? You're going to understand the importance of risk management. You're delaying the process. Okay? If you're trading to whatever it is, it needs to be clear. Because now on the days you get frustrated, on the days you feel like over trading, on the days you feel like going on tilt, your primary purpose will keep you grounded. Because those days you do go on tilt, or human beings would do that, those days you go back into your bad behaviors, all that does is just delays the time between where you are and where you need to get to. So it's not saying that you're not going to get to where you need to get to, just delays the time. And sometimes the time has to be delayed because there's things you need to learn. But once you learn those things, it's time to make new mistakes. If that makes sense. Right. So let the old mistakes. Now it's time to make some new mistakes. It's contrary to normal thinking. Not to make no mistakes, to make new mistakes, because you're going to use that information to take it to the next level. Don't make the same mistake. At least make a new mistake. Okay. POC popped on SPY. Might get a big move here. POC level on SPY is... Where's my POC? This looks like it wants to break down. Another flag breakdown possibly. But look at the candles here. Just whipsaw action. That's our primary focus. G's not a boring trader. G's a consistent one. Consistency is boring. It's like if you look at these bodybuilders or any of these athletes, or for instance, they have to cut weight or they have to get to a certain body percentage. Okay, their diet stays the same for a long time. Same thing with trading. Right? Very, very boring diet. Maybe it's just rice, broccoli, and chicken. Rice, broccoli, and chicken. Rice, broccoli, and chicken. But if that rice, broccoli, and chicken, and whatever other things you eat to hit your macros gets the job done, gotta just rinse and repeat. My rice, broccoli, and chicken is managing risk, taking profits. Am I going to catch the whole move of everything? I already accepted that. I'm not. Am I going to have something to show for it? Most of the time, yes. So we get that nice little break below that 692.64. We got that break. Can we get that continued push into these lows? Make sure to like the video on YouTube, guys. Let's get the likes up. Now, a nice breakdown there. That's a flag break, compression break. See if that leads us all the way back to 690, 691.65. We're officially in second shift, so I want to see how we interact with these lows now. Let me know how you guys did in first shift, that first hour of the day. We'll do the end of the stream poll at 11:30. I want to see how we interact with these lows. Do we grab those lows, or do we use this low as a retrace reject point? One runner, 25%. Beautiful job. Colorado, a beautiful job, Lisa, on catching that. So we got people joining us from all over the place. So that interaction with that low, first shift's low, is going to be critical. Again, guys, let's get the likes up. 50 likes, we'll do a giveaway. 50 likes, we'll do a giveaway. 6-hour getting started options trading course. Jam-packed course, we'll do that giveaway. Let's get to 50 likes before 11:30. We have an hour left. Nice breakdown there. Beautiful job, Firefly. Okay, what a breakdown there. Nice breakdown. Now we're at that yearly, upside breaker. Okay, now we're at the bottom end of that channel. So do we finally get an expansion outside of this chop? Or do we start to see buyers start stepping in this bounce zone? So a 15-minute candle, bullish candle, hammer, engulfing candle will be the sign of those buyers stepping in. It is 10:30 now. We'll take a look at individual tickers. Nice breakdown on SPY, full breakdown on SPY. There goes the Qs, down goes the Dow, down goes IW. Synchronized selling here. What a break. But look how many times they shook out all the shorts here. Look at this candle, for instance. So you're going to have to sit through a little bit of back and forth to catch the big move, unless you just have stellar timing. Catch this exact break, catch this exact break. Okay, VIX is starting to pump here. VIX is above that 1783. Down goes the Qs. Down goes the Qs. Anyone take that? That was beautiful. If you did, great job on being patient. So now what we can clearly see is first shift lows. We didn't use that as a trap. We're starting to fully break down. Wow. What a drop. If we can stay below yearly, then we have that 690. A clean sequence here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 minutes of selling. That might be our first 8-minute stretch. Yeah, clean 8-minute stretch. Buyers trying to step in off that 691. Kudos to everyone who caught that. Market is selling off. I'll take the next compression break. We get one more compression break. I'll be there for it. As long as you're synchronized selling, I'll go further out. Let's see what the contracts are looking like. So you get down to 691.55 retest. Retrace them back into 691.55. For the ticker request, we will go over Airbnb shortly. Okay. What a leg lower, guys. Clear selling. That hourly selling. The 15 selling, 5 selling. See if you get buying on the 1. And take the pop into a drop. Synchronized selling across the board. I want a piece of this. It's gotta wait. How are we doing, guys? 98% IWM. Caught some of that. Break even. Good. 85, 80%. Beautiful. See, look at Disney. Mickey Mouse. That Mickey Mouse breakdown was beautiful. Okay, down goes Mickey Mouse. Down goes Mickey. Down goes Mickey. Okay, very shallow. Very shallow. See if you get a grab of those highs. At least grab of those highs. That sell block. My goodness, guys. There's more selling left. More selling left. Caught some of that now. Up 100. Beautiful job. 110%. Beautiful job. Are you guys seeing this, guys? Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 minutes of selling. 12 minutes of selling. 110% for Firefly. Who's in on this action on YouTube? 2K on that leg. Beautiful. Sage vid. So once it broke here, it was basically good night. So reversal traders this week have just been getting hammered. Continuation traders, trend traders, they've been getting compensated. See if you get one more little pop to short. Shallow will be here, slightly below that yearly upside breaker. The key level is here, of course, but since it's so weak, you just might want to grab here at least. 691 is right above us as well. It's a very shallow retracement, right? So those contracts are very expensive. So just buying those contracts at highs, selling them at higher highs, but you're trying to use that pop to let those contracts lose a little bit of value and then get that drop so they can get that appreciation. This thing looks like it wants to get back to 690. Eventually back to that daily open. So for us to go, so back to what I was saying earlier. So Disney's gone, guys. Disney's gone. Mickey Mouse. Okay, so now look at this inside candle, okay? So if we take out these lows, then we start to continue the selling we saw yesterday. All right, so since we broke below first shift's lows, we didn't grab those lows. We're starting to expand to the downside. Okay, hourly bearish, 4-hour bearish, 12-hour bearish. At least coming to first wave. Who's still on runners? 35% on SPY. Beautiful job. Bitcoin is next. Down goes crude. Okay, what did we discuss this morning, guys? That 18 level on what? 18 level being equilibrium. Now from 18, pursue that 19. On the VIX is what we need. Wow. What a drop. This is a drop. And keep in mind, we're in a buy. We're in a buy in the bounce zone. Okay. So the hourly is as bearish as can be. So I'm looking for some sort of pop to take that drop. We did get a pop here. Not sufficient for me. If we did catch it off that 691, nice entry there. Got that nice little double-digit appreciation. We're getting very close to this 690. See if buyers can finally start stepping in. Okay, we're starting to see buyers step in. Reversal on the Dow. Dow starting to reverse. Qs are starting to bounce. See if we can get some sort of retrace reject in this territory. Price action combo needed. Synchronized back to being synchronized selling as well. Again, this is going to be a late catch. If it just continues to fall off, continue to sell off, I'll just let it be. This is reserved for the breakdown. This is reserved for the rejection traders, the ones who sat through this, the ones who took the breakdown of the yearly, took the breakdown of all those levels. So now we're quickly working our way back to 690. If 690 can't hold, we have that drop into that weekly open, and we're basically flat on the week. Flat on the week as far as SPY. First sign of buyers, we'll see. VIX stay above that 18, that'd be great. One runner between 100 and 115%. Beautiful job. Beautiful job. So the only real key level we have is 691.66. Okay. So look how far we are from that first shift's lows. Look how far we are from those lows. They turned the printer on today. Okay, see if we get one more little push. Okay, nice retest of that wave. A test at the bottom of that sell block. I mean, everything's being sold. Right, came into it. That a wave tap, continued selling. I mean, they don't even have enough buyers to influence a 5-minute candle fully. Some tremendous selling pressure here. Tremendous. Beautiful job, Firefly, Lynn, Gary, Turbo, anyone else who caught that. Great job on remaining patient. Again, don't try to chase. See if you can get some sort of compression break, flag break. We get to get this nice little leg. So let's see if there's some sort of flag that's brewing. That hourly to hourly is a lot of selling pressure on that hourly. A lot of selling pressure here. So if we take a look at the 5, let's shift our attention to the 5 real quick. Not the let's go to the 5 real quick. Okay, those sell blocks have really been showing their hand. Okay, we're starting to see the VIX pull back slightly. If the VIX gets below 18, there might be a bounce off 690. Okay, this can be a sweet spot for a bounce if the VIX starts getting below 18. Very, very early sign of reversal. Still some selling pressure on the 5 though. So no signs on the 5. If you're short, ideally you want the VIX to stay below 18. If you're short all the way from here, you're in good position. If you're short from 691, you're also up about 70, 80 cents. So it just depends on how much you paid for that entry fee. VIX headed back to the upside. This might get to 690 here. And it last at all. Okay, we're kind of stalling in this area. All right. Keys are trying to go 2 down, 2 up. See if SPY starts to push. So if you're still looking to go short, you want this nice little bounce to lead into some levels. Buyers trying to step in. See if you get that engulfer on the 5. Okay, VIX starting to head back to downside. VIX below 18, engulfer on the 5 would be great. That'd be signs of buyers stepping in. A lot of pressure, some more pressure. Now close runner. Look at that, guys. Everything is screaming red. SoFi, Palantir. So the best ones are Palantir, Amazon, SoFi, and Hood. 690, I have a support resistance from September 11th. 115%. Type in the comments. I know some of you trade futures. What's more fun trading? What's more fun? Options trading or futures trading? What's more fun? You already know my answer. I think options is more fun. How do you think SPY will close today? From first shift, I was thinking SPY was going to close in this magnet, but we started to expand once we broke here and broke below first shift's lows. So, I mean, trying to guess the close is just a general guess, to be honest. All right, if it gives you like a magnet type of day, grabbing highs, grabbing lows, intraday you can maybe make a better estimated range-based guess, but to get the exact number, it's very tough. Down goes the Qs. So this nice retest, I wanted to come all the way up here at least. A lot of selling pressure here. Okay, it continues. We're at 690. We're at 690. Okay, slicing and dicing through 690. That's impressive by the sellers. If we do get back to that weekly open, what do we say this morning, guys? This could be a high risk bounce territory to get involved. All right. I'll be there for that. Between that daily downside breaker and that bounce, I get a price action combination. I'll see if I can get that high risk bounce off of it. Now, we did see how it interacted with it yesterday. So let's see if I can be part of the weekly buyers. If we slice and dice through it, that's just an indictment of the strength. Okay, I'm going to go further dated here. Okay, I'll take the calls right there. The risk being that daily, 689.19. I'm in the calls, further dated. See if we can get a push into 690. I know there's a lot of selling pressure. All right, there's a high risk bounce. My risk is 689.19. If we close below there, I got to get out of there. Very, very tight window. Close below that 689.19. We'll get out of there. See those weekly buyers step in here. So very, very tight window to operate. See if you want more push. Not looking good for the buyers here. Farther out, less size, see if you get a reclaim of that 689.45. If you're waiting, continue to wait. If you're not, just manage accordingly. Get that close below 689.19. We'll be out of there. See if I can give it about 10. If I can get a 10% buffer, that'd be good. 10-15%. Going against everything. Going against everything. So in this case, need that reclaim back above 689.45. 689.45. See if you get that weekly open reaction back to the upside. So this is the essence of buying low. I look to sell high. See if we go hammer 2 down, 2 up. Didn't wait for a lot of confirmation here. Want to have a good entry. I want to close above 689.45. Okay. Up 5. If you did take this, manage accordingly. TP where you need to. If you didn't take it, sit back and watch. Trade vicariously through me. Okay, I'll give into this box. So far, no buyers. No buyers so far. See if we can get some buyers to step in. In the meantime, if the Qs can start to wick, if SPY can start to wick, if something can take place, that'd be great. If not, we'll get stopped out here. See if that last little shake was it. We close below 690, 689.19. We'll get out of there. We'll give into that window. So now we're directional on the daily, guys. We are directional on the daily. Need that reclaim of 689.19. Down 2, down 3. Okay, this is it. So I need this to hold. Okay, I'll close it right there for -5. All right, so I didn't really wait for a lot of confirmation. Tried to see if I can get that nice little push. Stopped out there on the further dated calls. Don't want to get in the way. Don't want to get in the way and pay that price. Don't want to get in the way and pay that price. Knowing that there's no buyers there, and I'm the only one showing up. Okay, so just a small fee to see if there was opportunity there. And now, guys, this is looking, from this point to where we are now, guys, this is looking as bearish as can be. The day has flipped to being bearish. The day has flipped as being bearish. Stopped out there 5. Right, not spending a lot of time there. Either works quickly or it doesn't. So again, no buyers. Yesterday we did see some buyers step in here, protect it. Today, nobody. Nobody. Right? Except me. Except me. No buyers. My goodness. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Anyone still in puts? If you're still in puts, I mean, this is a sell-off, guys. This is a sell-off. And again, this is my window to operate. Okay, so if we start to violate it, no signs. Why am I going to stay there? Take that 5% cut, and then move along, because I'm not seeing any signs of buying on the Qs, any signs of buying anywhere else. So in this case, best thing to do is just wait for gravitation back towards the zone to fade that pop. We could have faded that pop here, wanted a little more, but that's as much strength as we have. And now we're at that daily downside target here, guys. Daily downside target, VIX is approaching that 19, and what a sell-off. What a sell-off. Smash the like button if we can get 50 likes by 11:30. We'll do a giveaway. We're at that daily downside target here. Smash the like button. Wow, 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 wow. To give you some context, I don't even want to look at those puts. All right. This is basically a replay of yesterday. A replay of yesterday. Okay. We'll get 50 likes. We'll do the giveaway. All right. How many likes do we have? We're going to run our stream until 11:30, 12 o'clock. We got 54 people joining us this morning. Wherever you're joining us from. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am in the East Coast, so it's still morning where I am. You're watching the Most Value Pack live trading show. We're seeing SPY tanking. We are seeing SPY fall off a cliff. And this breakdown was beautiful. The fact that buyers could step in here says a lot. And then now, guys, we're going to 50% retrace of the month. My goodness. My goodness. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. Help us get to 3K subs. We're at the daily downside target. Okay. Okay. Look at that bounce off that daily downside target. Okay. Nice bounce off that daily downside target. See if that leads us, if that drives us a little higher. At least back into this territory here. We are testing that first wave. We are testing that first wave. If you're waiting for that 5-minute hammer, see if that candle can hold on the 1. Flip that 5. We are seeing continued selling on the Dow here. Okay, so is this daily downside target what fuels us back to the upside? If we go back that daily time frame, look where we are, guys. So we're basically right at Monday's lows. Monday's lows. Qs are trying to hammer. SPY is trying to hammer as well. We violated that push. That's the expected move as well on the day. 688.24. That's the expected move that's given. If we can't, we continue to push lower, guys. Every sign, every pop is being dropped. Any touch of the first wave is being dropped. Wow. Okay. Every pop is being dropped. I did call for $10 drop. You did. You absolutely did. All right. 688 is the weekly lows. Yeah, so we have the 50% retrace here. We have weekly 50% retrace as well. My goodness, guys, this is a sell-off. So the market did not like those numbers. Okay. Did not like those numbers. I don't think SPY makes all-time highs today. So 76% of the chat says we're not going to make all-time highs. So if you want me to extend the stream, guys, past 11:30. If you want me to extend the stream past 11:30, 50 likes is a requirement. Oh my goodness, guys. Are you guys seeing this? Are we seeing this? So I shot my shot, okay? Very small size, lotto size, calls here, further dated, gave a little bit of time, and then once it got stopped out, closed out at 5%. This is the importance of not falling in love with a position. Now the VIX is above 19. Oh my goodness. Next level we have 687. Below that we have 686.32. We got 50 people on the check-in on YouTube. Make sure to like the video on YouTube, guys. Let's get the likes up. 11:30. We're 24 minutes away. 50 likes. We'll do a giveaway. Okay, we'll do the giveaway. And everyone who's tuning in right now, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. If you're looking to join our community, we'll talk about how to join our community, what you have access to. February trial currently underway. Look at this, guys. My goodness. This is just program selling today. Second shift. I haven't seen a second shift like this in a long time. Look at the second shift. So we're at the monthly 50% retrace. Let the runners run. These runners are ultra marathon runners today. All right. They're not a 100-meter dash. These are ultra marathon. All right, those runners are running like David Goggins. Right, David Goggins runners. Forrest Gump. Okay, monthly 50% retrace. This is it. So every pop is being faded. So the next key level for that retrace reject is here. Next key level of that retrace reject is there. Don't even want to look at those contracts we had earlier. Okay, those are so far in the money. Those 695s. They're about $700. 100 to 700. $100 to 700. Why is SPY dropping? Possibly the unemployment claims. Maybe before CPI getting some sort of corrective action. It could be a handful of things. Maybe just readjusting itself, getting comfortable for CPI, trying to price in CPI. It is on a run, guys. Absolute run. This is synchronized selling across the board. These are just our first break out of that chop, right? So remember that infamous area we were talking about? We finally broke out of it. The only thing stable is gold, and look at the VIX. Look at Mr. VIX. Mr. VIX is rocking and rolling. And now look at that daily candle. So the daily candle is now directional. G50 coming up next. Do you believe this is panic selling from files being released? Probably not. Maybe not. Who knows? Maybe it could be a combination of things. You're talking about the Epstein files, I believe. I'm not sure how that would have an impact on the market. Maybe you couldn't. Trying to price an unknown, possibly, right? Anything is possible. But this is probably just data-driven, pre-CPI. We were accumulating for a long time. We needed a catalyst to get out of here. And then now we're just dropping. And look at Bitcoin. Good night, Bitcoin. Good night. My goodness, guys. This is not even letting anyone, unless you're just buying contracts off of the lows, right? It's not letting anyone participate, okay? There's no retest. There's no signs of, look at this. This has to go down as one of the most aggressive sells we've seen. If we jump over to the 10-minute chart, look at that. 5-minute chart, 15-minute chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Out of the last 9 5-minute candles, 8 of them. 8 of them, okay? 50% retrace of the weekly now. We're slicing and dicing. Now that weekly candle, guys, is about to be influenced once again. That weekly candle is turning into a shooter. So we're going to have back-to-back weekly candles. All right. Look at that weekly time frame real quick. So we flipped it. And look at that weekly time frame. Turning into a shooter. That weekly downside breaker is all the way down there. All right, let's get the likes up on YouTube, guys. Let's get the likes up. Let's check in on how many likes we got. 50 likes is the goal. 50 likes is the goal. Do we get a tweezer bottom here on the 1? Okay. 20 likes away, guys. 16 minutes to get 20 likes. We will do the giveaway. I'll explain what the giveaway is. For the giveaway, it's very simple. All you got to do is put your name in the chat. I'll give you the link to the free Discord and send you your prize right away. It's a 6-hour getting started trading options course, jam-packed, covering everything you need to know. Comprehensive course from top to bottom, from strategy, from technicals, from understanding the fundamentals of trading, the best brokers, the tools to use, the psychology side of things. Everything you can imagine is in there. So if we can get that 50 like threshold in the next 16 minutes, we will do that giveaway. 3 trades between IWM SPY. Portfolio moved well today. Done for the day. 7% of the portfolio. 7%. Beautiful job, Lynn. Apple down too. Apple is... Those individual names we're looking for, those shorts, those are probably down nicely. Disney, Mickey Mouse fell off a cliff. And this is going to just sell all the way. Look at this, guys. This is pure just selling. This is going to sell all the way into third shift. This is going to sell all the way into third shift. So far, look at this. This is significant. $7. That break. No buyers. We're back below the yearly open. Back below the yearly open now. So all the gains that we saw from the beginning of the year evaporated. Back to square one. Think of it like this. Say you're trading the whole year, okay? And you're up 5K. And then now you're back to break even on your account. That's the significance of this move to the downside. That's what SPY just did. So all the gains from the year just neutralized. And now it's negative on the year. Yeah, this is we've dropped to it a couple of times. Right? We just can't seem to create that sustained separation away from it. It could be since we're so close to all-time highs as well. So now do the yearly open buyers wanted to take it back in. So now, for instance, all the big players have a chance to pick up SPY at this current moment at the same price it was at 9:30 a.m. at the very beginning of the year. So do they deem that as discounted? AKA, is there a demand there to lift this back up? Okay, 5 and a hammer possibly. MC hammer time. On the Qs, on SPY, keep in mind all the hammers on the 5 is counter trend trading. The hammer on the 5 can allow us for us to get our first full flag break. Question in the chat. Do you think we finish below 687? We can close below 687, but I'll be surprised if we close below 685.71. If we close below that, that'd be aggressive sell-off. All right. So like no yearly participants want to engage. We'll give it this window here. So now going into the third shift, that's going to be critical, how we interact with those lows. But look at the VIX. Keep a close eye on the VIX. We've seen contraction on the VIX. Today we see expansion. Finally. VIX is headed towards 20. Crude fell off a cliff. Bitcoin crashing. Everything crashing. Only thing stable is good, all reliable gold. All reliable gold. I think we go lower. So the puts as runners. Bought initially 99. Another 100% for Firefly. Firefly is on fire. Pun intended. Okay, yearly open. Would you guys say this is the biggest sell-off we saw all month? All year? Would you go as far as to say all year? As far as the aggression in the movement? All month? We can give it all month. Month is still relatively, we're at the middle of the month. Look how far away we're from those EMAs, but again, the selling pressure, guys, is just too. Look at this. It's like no one wants to buy this thing today. No buyers. At least come back to the wave. At least come back to 685.71. Everything from this point is just further dated, very, very small size. Look at this, guys. If we break below 685, that'd be something. 50 likes, guys. 10 minutes away. 50 likes. We'll do the giveaway. We'll extend the stream to 12 o'clock. We're currently at 33 likes. We're more than capable of doing that. We have 45 plus people joining us in the check-in. In the chat, we had over 200 people join us as well. So that's very feasible and very doable. I mean, look at the waves, guys. Look how strong the selling is. We're just tapping the first wave. We're not even like coming into it. Okay, we're just tapping it. We're just touching it. And no flags, no real flags on the 5, no flags on. You can think of these as like little micro flags. But outside of that, there hasn't been any flags yet. There's just been one giant leg. There's been one giant leg. How we doing, strikers? How we doing? How we doing? If you're green, stay clean. Okay. If you're green, stay clean. Tomorrow is Friday. Look how far away we're from the weekly open. Look how far away we're from that. We still have room. We have a daily downside target. We have a daily downside target. And we're headed towards this second bounce zone. So gotta wait for that hammer at least. And they're just hammering this thing down. Sellers are just continuing to sell. Sell, 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 sell. I mean, look at this, guys. No response off that yearly open. Just 1 minute of buying. That's it. Very similar to what we saw in the weekly open. Okay, but you see how I managed that risk there when I did take the calls? Give me a tight window. So for the ones who had puts, FOMO's going to start kicking in. This thing just continues to drop. So again, be careful of picking it up, chasing. All those things are going to come into play here. You can at least get 5 minutes of relief. So far, no relief on any of the indexes. Okay, 695. We're in the jaws of this. Look at what we just did, guys. We fell below the 50-50. We moved beyond the expected move. No buyers in this area. We slice and dice through it. We violate the zone. And now we're all the way back in this bound zone between 681.95, 684.85. So basically that breakout that we did see, we gave up everything from that breakout and we're headed back to the basically near the breakout point. All right, is this it? Is this it? Comment this is it on YouTube if you think this is it. We're starting to go hammer here. See if you get back above yearly open. See if you get back above yearly open. And the IV just spiked. IV just spiked. IV's above 30 now, guys. So those contracts just gained a ton of value or just got more expensive. Okay, so you get that full rejection. If you're waiting for that 5-minute reversal, 5-minute reversal, wait for that hammer, 14 seconds left. The VIX continues to thrive. The VIX did peak above 20. If we fall back below 695, see if it continues to sell off. That would be just an indictment of how much selling pressure there is. We're starting to see the VIX slow down. We're starting to see the VIX slow down here. So let's see if we get a reset going to third shift. Okay, keeping a close eye on the VIX, keeping a close eye on that 5-minute across the board. Five-minute hammer. No hammer. VIX blast past that 20. We continue to sell. VIX slows down at 20. We hammer, break above those highs. Some signs of life there. So a nice retrace reject off that yearly. Wave still waving. Down goes the Qs. Qs are at lows. SPY is about to break those lows. So no hammer. And another leg lower. What a rejection right there. I'm going to keep these lows, watch these lows very closely going into third shift. So massive sell-off third shift. Seismic sell-off in second shift. See if that continues, if that's the theme in third shift, or if we grab these lows in third, start heading back towards some other key levels, or if we just use this third shift's lows as a retrace reject point for the selling to continue. Okay, 4 minutes left, guys. We're going to do the giveaway. We're going to wrap up the stream here shortly. On YouTube, if you want us to extend the stream, 50 likes. We will continue in our Discord. So again, if you want that extended version of the stream, join the Discord. Look at that, guys. This thing doesn't stop. I want to mark out that second shift low. Mark out that second shift low. Nice rejection off that yearly open. Retrace reject. So in this case, the risk reward is to the upside, right? The risk reward is to the upside because those contracts are beat up. If you're looking to take it lower, retrace rejects is the best way to go. Retrace rejects is the best way to go. How we doing, strikers? How we doing? Yep, you guys saw that retrace reject. Down for the day, doubled my daily goal, up 40% over the weekly goal. Beautiful job, Firefly. Absolutely, guys. Tremendous job, 120%. And we got the best team, guys. And I'll do everything I can to make sure we continue to cultivate that kind of environment. Respectful environment, sharing, encouraging. Iron sharpens iron. My goodness, and I think you hit three trades for 100% plus. 3 trades. So one of our traders, 3 trades, 100% plus in a single hour. Anyone else? We'll do the end of the stream poll as well. Let's see how many likes we got. Likes is the currency on YouTube, guys. Likes is the currency on YouTube. 15 likes shy. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens this next hour. Very interesting to see what happens this next hour. My goodness. Even that retrace reject should be 50-60% plus now. Now we're below 683. Or below 680, 684, I should say. We're in the 683s. ES is at that 688.90, 91. SPX is at that 68.55. See if you get that break below 55 psychological level. SPY is seeking at 680. Has a couple of obstacles between where it is and that 680. It's okay. Officially in second shift. Officially in third shift. Second shift did take one trade. Very small size. Stopped out. Gave it a shot here. First trade took puts there. So this trade worked in my favor. This trade stopped out. It was about 5% stop out here. So that brings us to conclusion of let's do the end of the stream poll. Let us know how you guys did, guys. And tomorrow's Ramp Down Friday. Yesterday we had a 90% win rate across the board for the ones who did vote. This is not just one individual. This is as a team. So voting is completely voluntary, but it just gives us a good measure of how we're performing. Okay. So make sure to cast your vote. Everything I'm going to do from this point on is just very small size, like lotto-like. If not, we'll just watch and participate. Just watch and see how this unfolds, because this is very aggressive, to say the least. So we grabbed second shift's lows. So even with that, with these grabs, I want to retrace reject. Can we at least get a flag on the 5? Can we just at least get 5 minutes of selling, a 5-minute dead cat bounce? 5-minute dead cat bounce. Oh, you think a bounce is coming now? Taste of Moksha? Possible. I don't have any key levels in this area for it to bounce. I do have that key zone that we're in the jaws in. Or the jaws that key zone. Or that bounce zone here. Okay, we did grab those lows. So this could be a liquidity grab, those lows. Okay, see that continue push. At least into 685. And the ones who are looking for retrace rejects, for flags, you're welcoming this bounce with open arms. Okay, you want this bounce to come into your levels, and then you want that 5-minute candle to show weakness once it gets to your levels. Okay, that's what you want to see in that sequence. So we did grab these lows. Very, very sneaky grab. Okay, very, very sneaky grab, to say the least. Okay, we're seeing a bounce across all the indexes. So is this a nice little buyer stepping in the next hour? 685 is right there. That yearly open is right here. Okay, that's going to be up for grabs. So the big thing is, can we reclaim that yearly open? That's the first area that the buyers need to start establishing control over. That's also an area we can get that retrace reject. So when we do get into that territory, if the buying is synchronized across all the indexes and the VIX is heading in the right direction, that can present that opportunity. See if you get that hold above 695. I like how the VIX is starting to pull back. 685, not 695. See if the VIX can start dropping here, get back below 20. Get back below 20. We're having a hard time at that 695. This is our first sign of buying, first signs of buyers on the 5-minute. Their goal is, of course, 685.71. If we can get above 685, 685 reclaim into 685.71 if the VIX peaks back below 20. And if all this buying is across the board. If you're looking to go back to downside, you want to see a breakdown take place. Of course, you have the waves. We're colliding with the waves on the 1. We're well away from the waves on the 5. To give you some context, VWAP was all the way Okay. At 689.57. 689.57. Few seconds left on this 5-minute candle. Okay. New 5-minute candle here. We do have somewhat of an inefficiency here. See if we get a reclaim at 685. I want the VIX to get below 20. I want the Qs to start to break. I want all of them to start to go in the right way to the upside, and I want, of course, SPY to get above 685. And we're currently using this. We're using this trend line to the upside. Okay, so you get above that 685. Qs are already taken off. I like how the Qs are going. Okay, I'll take it right there. I'm in the 685 calls. Taking the 687s above 685. Okay, there we go. Need some follow through above 685. Keep in mind that we do have that breakdown brewing. As long as this trend line holds, we're headed towards our yearly open. If you did take this, manage accordingly. TP where you need to. I don't want a rejection off that level. I want the Qs to go. I want the 5-minute on SPY to go. I want all those levels to start going. Okay, up 11. 12, I'm going to take a majority off right there. At 12, down to runner. See if the runner can reclaim that daily open. Up 18, up 22. Beautiful job. I want us to reclaim that daily open. Stay above that 685. Stay above that 685. So I'm trying to pursue this into daily open. If it gets back below 685, I'll close out runners. Because that can lead to that breakdown. That should be around break even. So no close back below 685. Want 685 to hold. The bulls are making some progress, but they need that 685 to hold. That 685 coincides with that support as well. It's going to be huge here. So we need to get that reclaim above that 685.71. That's that yearly open. Buyers reestablish control above it. Okay. And use that support to get us to the upside. Now go. We want that to continue. That 5 minutes already in reversal mode. Already TP'd at 11:12. See if this thing can start to go. Okay, Qs are starting to reverse. We're seeing a little bit of weakness coming in on on the Dow. Line in the sand at 685. If you're looking to go short, you want to pay attention to 685. That clear break below 685, VIX headed back the other way. Okay, I'll be out of there. Okay, stopped out on those runners. If it gets above 685, I'll re-engage. Because this breakdown can start to brew. And this is our first potential breakdown if the VIX gets back above 20. If it breaks below 685 and we go shooter and it turns into a 5-minute rejection, I'll go short to the downside and I'll be done for the day. Okay. So double-digit extraction here. Stop that on runners for 2-3%. If you're still holding, okay, very, very pivotal point. If it gets north of that yearly open, I'll be convinced that the buyers are really here to stay. Pivotal point here. Pivotal point. And you want to take the longs there if you did. Great extraction. VIX climbing now lower, now 20. I want to see a hold above that 685.71. Okay, new 5-minute candle. So the reversal already took place. Now it's continuation mode. If it breaks above that high, it's continuation mode. Can we get above that yearly open? VIX is headed south, which is encouraging. All right, but you have to have that good entry. Okay. Anyone take that? See if you can get above that yearly open. This is critical here, guys. So this yearly open, does that send us all the way back below 685 and that break of that support? That'd be huge. That'd be significant. We already had a reversal on the 15, on the 5. The 15 is trying to reverse as well. If we get back below 685 and close below 685, I can look to potentially take it back to downside. If we get above that yearly open, that means, okay, sufficient buyers stepping in. We continue to push back to 686.32, so on and so forth. So really trying to see this breakdown. This is our first legitimate structural break brewing. Okay, so try and giving it some time. And for me, there's no reason for me to be in that position. All right, maybe it gets back to 12, 13% TP. But that back and forth, all right, that's not my strength. My strength is not sitting in back and forth. 685 break would be great. I'll use that yearly open as my risk. If we get back below yearly open, break below that support. So far we're using that support. We're using that support as a nice little ramp. Ideally, if the VIX can get back above 20, work its way back above 20, that'd be great. So we know there's a big move brewing on the other side of these two levels. I'm looking at the 682 is further dated again, smaller size. Same thing here, same thing earlier. What are we thinking, guys? What are we thinking here? Even VIX lower, looking good. Good. Next gap down. Feb 6, 667.52, 681.06. Then December. So this back and forth is encouraging because we know there's a big move brewing right at that weekly open. So hold on tight. Fasten your seatbelts. The Dow giving up that push. The Q's right at that 9 EMA. First wave on the 5. Let's see if the bulls can overcome this major level. That yearly open, I should say, not weekly, yearly open. If they can't, we start to slide back to downside. Okay, looking at the 682s, a little further out. Risk would be that yearly open if that candle can go sell block for that structural break. I want it to close. Again, if you're done, be done. If you're done, be done. All right, that candle's up for grabs. Okay. Can they flip it? Can they flip it to green? Or does it go back to red? This is as intense as it gets. Okay. But if you took the calls in this territory, you're in great position. Double-digit TP. If you're still holding, mark out your NC. NC simply means you're no close after taking profit. Okay, see if that continue to push lower. The VIX is headed south. That's what's kind of keeping me on the sidelines from pulling the trigger to go short. I'd have to front run the VIX, which I don't mind doing if we can get below 685. Okay, let's see if I continue to push. Okay, let's see if we can wick. If we can wick back into it, I'll be there. Okay, I'll take the puts right there. Risk being that yearly open. So I'm in the puts. So now I want this selling to persist. The only issue is the VIX needs to get back above 20. I think I accidentally took calls. Accidentally took calls, guys. Let me close this out at 13. So I accidentally took calls there. Meant to take puts. I got 12%. So I was just speaking about that as well, Kevin. Okay, I'll take it, but I want to see that breakdown. If it can't break down, I'll be there for it. So a happy accident there, 13%. All right, but if it can't get that breakdown, I'll be there for it. VIX gets above 20. I want that structural break. I'm looking at the 682 puts. So nice little happy accident there, 12, 13%. I'll take it. But it's just this back and forth, right? This back and forth is really crushing that premium. IV's elevated. Get back below 685. I'll be there. Need the VIX to get back above 20. So the last two accidents, they gave double-digit opportunities. Okay, I'll take it right there. Okay, couldn't get filled. If anyone took that, that's great. Great job. Couldn't get filled. That's a nice break at 685. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, see that nice little push back into it. Tried to go short there. I did that the other day. Meant to take puts. Even if I took the call, if they took the puts, those are printing nicely. But again, that was. See, I can get one more push. Couldn't get filled in the last one. But that's a nice structural breakdown back at those lows. That gave us a nice little retest opportunity. If you took the puts in this area, you're looking good. Okay, you're in prime position to see if you get that continued push all the way into those lows. TP on your way. TP on your way. Anyone take those puts? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It was a happy accident, but I think the puts would have been, better. I would prefer not to have that accident. It did lead to 13% on that pop, but this was nice drop. So the ironic thing is Kevin did bring that up, right? How do you deal with it? And it just happened right here. All right, it just happened in real time. So of course that 13% pop is nice, not intended for. But of course the idea is this breaks down, you extract that double and see if it continues to go. But I'll take it. In the case where I go the opposite way and it's not working in my favor, I try to close out as fast as possible. Fast as possible. Any questions, guys? Any questions? I wouldn't be surprised if we start to chop around now. Okay? We made this massive move lower. I wouldn't be surprised if the bulls and bears just take a quick pause, take a timeout, okay? Have a discussion, because this is a massive push. Okay, this is a massive, massive drop. So this is nowhere near the 50-50. So 50-50 setup, set your alerts team. If you're looking for one more trade, one more shot, 50-50, near that daily downside breaker, no surprise. That's the area of interest. Outside of that, if you're green, stay clean. And tomorrow is Ramp Down Friday. Okay? But the good thing is we had the chance to face some adversity on Wednesday. Your system was put to the test on Wednesday. You're going to be put to the test every day. But some days, right, you're really put to the test. And now, using that framework of just seeing green, you're back on the winning side for two back-to-back days. For the ones who were red on Wednesday, like I was. Okay, so that's why it's so important, and understand that pressure is a privilege. All right, we got to show up. We got to give the commentary, give the ideas in the face of pressure. Pressure is a privilege. Okay, this is not, we cannot be afraid of taking the trade. We cannot be afraid of losing. You have to look forward to the battle. You have to look forward to the war. If you're not looking forward to the war, if you're not looking forward to putting up your best fight, every time you go in, you're going to lose. Okay? When you go to war, you know when you go to war, there's a chance of you perishing. But that doesn't stop you from going to war. Every day we trade, guys, there's always a chance of us doing the wrong thing, and that one wrong thing leads to a series of decisions that leads to catastrophic loss, that leads to leading us on tilt. But I promise you, it's a worthy battle. It's a worthy cause to fight for. Because if you can fight the right way, if you can pick your spots, okay, you'll be victorious. All right, and we know what the victor gets. The victor gets the spoils. Okay. All right, so this week we had the privilege, we had the opportunity to go through that, and then Thursday we bounced back with all those ideas, with that massive drop, because those are all the frameworks being put into practice. We can easily crumble. We can easily be gun shy. You can easily say, hey, you know what? Although I'm red, let me try to take some more trades. But you were disciplined. You stayed with your system. You came back the next day, and now you have that in your back pocket. You have the framework to bounce back from adversity. You've proven it to yourself. Okay? Your brain no longer is afraid to lose, because it knows it has the appropriate response when you do lose. Okay? I did the POC spy popping again. Let's see. So we're probably going to start chopping in this territory. If you take that last drop at that 685, good. I did the other day puts calls, so I left 4,000 on the table by cutting early. I keep hopping out of trades too soon. Again, guys, if you're green, I always tell traders, when you're a trader, you can have problems. Those problems are not going to go away. There's two ways to classify problems: good problems and bad problems. If you're cutting trades early, it's frustrating, but at least by the end of the day, you're walking away with something. All right. So if cutting trades early is your biggest problem, of course there's ways to fix it, but that can be fueled by greed. Is it really a problem, or is it you just being more greedy? Right? Is making money really a problem, or is wanting to make more and more and more and more a bigger problem. Right? At the end of the day, it's about coming into the day with X amount, leaving with more than said X amount. We're going to have some trades that we take. I can say that this whole week for myself. But I don't use it to compromise. If I'm in it, it's able to go, that's fine. If not, that's fine as well. Because you're not going to... This is where the put idea was. All the way up here. All the way at this 694.75. And we're all the way down here, guys. 684. So once I'm out of the position, okay, I can care less. I got what I need. I can care less. Let someone else enjoy the ride. Right? I don't need to catch the whole thing. If I can, that's great. But am I trying to catch the whole thing every single day? Absolutely not. I'm just trying to get my little crumbs. Little crumbs every day. All right, billions of dollars, trillions of dollars moving around. I just want small piece. Okay? Not asking for much. Small piece. You do that consistently, it turns into a big piece. You do that consistently over a long period of time, it turns into a very, very big piece. Right? So let's always put it back into perspective. Have that healthy relationship with trading. What I mean by that is for 1 hour, for clicking buttons for 1 hour, if you're making hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars for clicking buttons under an hour, where else can you do that? Okay, to make hundreds of dollars an hour or $100 an hour, you're gonna have to be at least 15 years, 10, 15 years in your industry. Or you're gonna have to be a very specialized tradesman or highly skilled individual. If you're on the business side of things, it can vary, of course, but as exchange for skill in a corporate structure, there aren't too many people that make $100 an hour. Granted, you're only working 2 hours. Think of it like this: $100 an hour for 1 hour, or $100 for 8 hours. Or whatever the number is, 1,000, 10,000, whatever it is. My whole thing is the less time. I want to do it in less time. If I can do it in less time, that's even better. Because now you get to do whatever you want. Okay, especially, it doesn't take you 3 hours in the position. Say if you're working full time, you don't need 45 minutes to enter and exit. You have your handful of setups. You can operate, you can make something happen within 30 minutes. You just need a slice of 30 minutes of action. And if it's precisely in an area where you're going to entertain that opportunity, within 5 minutes you can be in and out and get what you need. And that's the beauty of scalping. But what does that mean? That's going to mean, hey, you know what? You're going to leave some on the table a lot of times. But you're not spending a lot of time. The longer you spend, the more money you give back. The longer you spend, the more money you give back. The more you trade, right, more than likely, the more you give back. Right, my brother had to be in school. Exactly. Yeah, I went to trade school. I went to university. I went to all. Right, so I have academic accolades. But there's nothing like this. There's nothing like this. Because you have to use trading to get the time back. The time is what you need. Time, that's what you need. You're not going from one profession. You're not going from spending 50, 60 hours in one profession, coming to trading to spend 50, 60 hours. What's the point? You're literally saying, hey, you know what? How can I squeeze the 50, 60 hours of production into 5 hours of the week? And what I mean by 5 hours, there's a lot of prep work that goes into it. But if you really time the amount of time you spend when you're in a position and exit a position, it's not more than 5 hours a week. For me, it's not more than an hour. The time that I'm in a position from open to close, if I just add all that up for the whole week, it's probably less than an hour, hour and a half. Everything else is just prep. Everything else is just looking for the opportunity. Everything else is just prep. Everything else is just getting ready. Staying sharp. So let's just try to do as much as possible in the shortest amount of time. Right? Because for someone to get say if you get paid every 2 weeks, right? You don't get paid before you work. You get paid after the 2 weeks. All right. So now there's that 2 week span, whatever, if it's a week, if it's 2 weeks, if it's 1 month, that there's that long time period. The whole point of trading is you're just shortening that window to a matter of minutes. And you're not falling for the trap of trying to catch the whole move, playing the game, and just being in the casino and getting lost. Because it's going to make you believe that, guys. Casinos don't have windows. There's no clocks in there for a reason. Same thing with trading. So less is more. That's why I love scalping. Leaving profit on the table, I'll deal with that. Could I do better most times? Sure. Can I just leave the runners? Sure. Do I have seasons where I'm more comfortable in runners, not as comfortable in runners? Yeah, it fluctuates. Right? But don't forget what the primary objective is. Don't forget what the primary objective is. Scalping, yeah. Scalping is the best, in my opinion. Right? Scalping is because you can, especially if you know the right techniques, if you use the methods that we go over that I teach in conjunction with the things you do already, combine those two things together and use this one ticker, there isn't a day where there's no opportunity. It's just a matter of, do the probabilities play out in your favor or do they not? You have to understand, guys, setups that are A+, the top tier setups, A+ setups, they're not going to appear 5-6 times a day. All right, maybe once a day, a couple times a day, maybe not even that particular day. So most of the time when you're scalping, you're going with B setups, sometimes A setups. But through your experience, you're able to take a B setup, even a C setup, and turn that B setup, C setup into an A setup because you know how to execute. You know how to manage your positions. You know how to maneuver and refine it really well. Right? because those A setups are not going to happen every minute. They're not going to happen every hour. It's going to take some time. Okay, now we're starting to catch a bit in this territory. Folks on YouTube, make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. If you're interested in joining our community, watch this short video. We'll talk about the ways to join our community. We'll wrap up the stream here. So check out this short video that goes over all of the features of our community.
Tired of wasting hours staring at charts, over-analyzing trades, and still ending the day with inconsistent results? You're not alone. That's exactly why the Suckers Trade Discord community was created. Here, you can trade just one ticker for 1 hour and make strides towards consistent results. Join the Spy Strikers community and get daily live trading, clear pre-plans with key levels and high probability buy and sell zones, over 4 hours of delay-free, ad-free live trading and training, rate trade alerts, automated technicals that starts, and full access to my strategies and indicators. This isn't a signal service. It's a community focused on process over profits, giving you all the resources, guidance, and training to help you succeed. You'll also get a full watch list, 1,500 plus hours of live trading videos, courses, an educational library, ebooks, and dedicated support. Stop guessing. Start trading with confidence. Become a Spy Striker today, and take your trading to the next level. Tired?
All right, guys, if you're interested in joining our community, go to smartactiontrade.com. All the links are pinned in the chat. We're going to wrap up the stream here. Thank you for tuning in today. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for Free Trade Friday. Okay, Free Trade Friday. On Fridays, I share the link to the delay-free, ad-free stream to give you a preview of what our members have access to. And I'll show you the way to join our community. We will continue the stream, of course, in our Discord. Go to smartactiontrade.com. All the details are pinned in the chat. Take advantage of the February trial. Go to the community tab. The site is great it's a great resource. You can do your charting there. It's a great resource. Economic calendar, news as well. Heat map as well. You can do a quick heat map there. Go to the community tab. Once you go to the community tab, there's 2 ways to join. I do have the light plan as well available, but primarily, this is the one that you have access to everything. There's the monthly. Use the code TRIAL30. Save 25% off, 20 spots. One payment, 12-month access. You have a 12-month access, boot camp ticket, and of course a coaching call as well. This is the best bang for your buck. Use a trial if you're still on the fence and capitalize off those opportunities. Our team members did tremendous today, guys. You can see real traders, real people sharing ideas, and we're cultivating a wonderful community. Okay, 120%. 7% of the portfolio. And most of these people have full-time jobs. 50%. 115%. I didn't tell a single person what to do. 35%. 110%. 98%. All right? So this is the kind of environment you want to be in. Dedicated, focused, collaborative, process-oriented, process-driven environment. Okay? So you get access to the entire Discord. Take advantage. Use the code TRIAL. 6-hour course available. Shockwave 15 strategy course as well. And everything coming up in the future you have access to as well. Thank you for watching. Folks on YouTube, make sure to like on your way out. We'll see you guys tomorrow for Free Trade Friday. Make sure you're subscribed. Stay safe. Don't get chopped up in this environment. The big move already took place. Don't give back those profits. If you're still in the trenches, participate on the edges. If you're done, be done. If you're green, stay clean. On that note, God bless each one of you.